Hear that? A bell-like tone, and the pickup can do that when you're dialed down that low. That's great. It's really how you can tell when a pickup and a lot of other things in your signal path are working, I think. It's plain clean. And if it still has fidelity and has all the stuff that you like that makes it easier for you to hear what you want to hear, and that feedback loop starts happening to where your fingers do what you want them to do because you're hearing something agreeable. So in the 49 years I've been playing guitar, I've been messing around with my guitars on my own, trying to discover what makes them work and what makes them sound and play better. Throughout the years I started learning a little bit about how things work, and how to get certain sounds that I had an affinity for. And it's great when you can find something that works and you don't have to think about it too much. And you can settle with it, just leave it alone and close that door and walk away. And for me, the Mr. Scary humbucking pickup does that for me. And I've tried a lot of pickups, obviously, in my lifetime. And I've been tone questing and plopping pickups in and out of guitars for, half a century. And finally found something that's just consistently wonderful. It does everything I need it to. I don't have to think about it. It's something now I don't have to worry about. I'm always worrying about amps, I'm worrying about which guitar to use, I'm worrying about my effects, I'm worrying about the sound of the room and the signal path. One thing I don't have to worry about anymore is the pickup that's in my guitar, because the Mr. Scary humbucking does everything I need it to do, and I know I can rely on that. What's great about this pickup, and it's made by Arcane Inc., handmade obviously, and with a wonderful attention to detail, and that really comes through in the pickup. You can really hear the difference versus a factory wound. After Rob and I talked, and we came up with the specs, and these are moderate specs. There's I believe a 13.5K DC resistance, which is right in that sweet spot, at least for me. And I think for a lot of us players that kind of do a variety of styles, right up the middle rock. We want to be heavy and modern sometimes, we want to be retro sometimes. Sometimes we want to play blues and dial it down and do all kinds of nice, neat, dynamic finger-picking things or whatever. Sometimes we want to get verge on metal. This pickup does that for me, and that 13.5 resistance to me I found over the years is just about right. If I get something in the 8 or 9 range, I'm going to need to push the front end with a overdrive pedal, depending on the amp. If I get anything more than that, if I get into the 16, 17, 18 range, you can just start paying a price in the dynamics. It starts to flatten out in the frequency range. It's not quite as responsive. It's not quite as touchy-feely. You really want to hear what your fingers are doing on that wood. You want to hear all the good things. And if you hopefully have a great guitar, there's things about it that you don't want the pickup to cover up, or your effects, or your amp. And that is the tone widths. This is my main guitar, obviously my Tiger guitar, and some of my other guitars I've had for quite a few years, and they're distressed. And the pickups that Rob makes for me are equally distressed, and the pole pieces are aged, and it's embossed with Mr. Scary pickups on the bobbin. You can get them with a nickel cover, which you can get engraved or distressed. You can get either spacing, standard or trim. There's only one place in the world you can order these, and that's at mrscaryguitars.com. How do you spell that? www.mrscaryguitars.com. Up until last year, I didn't know how to spell guitar. I just, you're going to edit that out. Isn't that crazy? I've been playing guitar 50 years, and I didn't know how to spell guitar.
I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut right there. That was excellent.